If you guys need any cards, packs, sleeves, anything of that nature, shop on TCG Player using my affiliate link in the description. So I was in the team Discord this morning, and I was asking for ideas because I don't know, I just like ran out of ran out of content fodder as it happens, and someone suggested Apprentice Monarch. And I was like, what the hell? How am I supposed to build Apprentice Monarch in Edison format? So I'm like, do you have a build? And they said no. So I was just like, all right, I guess I'll do it myself then. Time to cook. And this is what I came up with very quickly on the spot. So we're playing Crystal Seer. This card is something other people have been experimenting with in these like weird diva hero builds. It's like a level 1 flip monster. It's kind of one of these cards where you read it and like, wow, this seems like it'd be really good in GOAT format or something, I guess. But in Edison, maybe not so much. It lets you look at the top two and then add one to your hand, which is neat. It's like a better Dekoichi sort of, except it's a water, so we got to use it for Miracle Fusion, which is essentially what we've done here. So we got triple Apprentice, triple Crystal Seer, also one Old Vindictive. I figure could maybe somehow come up. It's fine to have one of it. Plus, it's another level 2. For the junk synchrons that we are playing, we got a couple ways of enabling this. Of course, the entire Apprentice package, and then Prodigy as well is a searchable way of getting it live. We're on triple Caius. That's pretty much the only Monarch I thought was worth playing. We're on Dad, Gores, Trag, Staples, all of that, yeah, and then all the fusion cards, including Instant Fusion, which gives us other ways to get into darks and waters. It also gives us other ways to enable the junk synchron, which is very cool. Other than that, we just got Staples and back rows, so didn't bother building a side. But that was the build, and we played a couple matches with it, so I'm going to be showing you the replays. First one was up against Blackwings. Now, I believe that I won RPS here. Yeah, okay, so we just go T-set. I think, I decided, like, we can Stratos, into an established field, and that's probably better, so we should just preset this thing. Same kind of deal with Solemn Judgment. It's, like, important to know which cards that you should, like, always set and which cards you should hold in your hand. Judgment is just, like, not going to do anything unless it's set, so you might as well set it if we're going to set anything here. Opponent's going to swing in here with both Blackwings. We just use the Old Vindictive to out the Shura. We go for Rhoda. We get Junk Synchron. And then I believe we go for the Junk Synchron play, actually, here because I have the book. I think they hit the Judgment in the Junk Synchron. Yeah, they, like, changed their mind there or something, or misclicked. And then we just set both here. So if they swing in, we can book our guy, and it's good. Now we go for Summon Stratos, get Infernal Prodigy. I got Prodigy specifically because we needed a third Dark. And even if we get Ocean... actually, if we did get Ocean, technically with Instant Fusion, we could have the Miracle live. The opponent just summons Kalut and swings over. Maybe they should have just attacked this, although I would have booked it. Maybe they should have just not attacked. We draw Crystal Seer, which is nice. Could help improve our hand at the very least. I just realized they didn't Dust Shoot here. Why didn't they Dust Shoot here? That is strange. That is strange. I think they end up doing it later. They hit in, we book it again. I'm like, all right, let's just resolve this Crystal Seer once more. We do get a Miracle. So I think that Miracle is live. Yeah, the Miracle's live. I maybe didn't need to use this Instant Fusion yet. I could have just specialed out Prodigy, and that would have also made Miracle live. No, I think I wanted to go for Stardust, though, but they end up booking my Junk Synchron. So this was the big misplay I made this game, I think. I should have just held on to this Typhoon, because I think I maybe thought Dad was live or something, and then I double-checked, and it turns out it wasn't. So we end up not going for that. We just Miracle, and they go for Whirlwind Shura, grab the Kalut. Here, we just let this happen because even if they Shura search something, they're just both going to die on Chainlink 1 to the absolute 0. And now we end up getting Dust Shooted. They take the Dad, so a little unfortunate we're not going to get to use that. We just Synchro for Android, attack in, gain some life. We're feeling fine, and then they top deck the best draw in their entire deck. But they make a misplay. They probably should have just gotten Gale. They didn't necessarily need to make Stardust here, so they might have played into the Mirror Force somehow, but they definitely, I think, should have just gotten Gale and at least halved my guy. And we do Mirror. They go for this to make sure that they don't die to some kind of top deck, maybe. They did know these other two, so maybe there's an argument for like just holding on to this resource and hoping I don't top deck something that kills them, but it's kind of dangerous either way. We just go set the Apprentice pass. Now I go for Caius, decide we're getting rid of that Whirlwind no matter what, and we are going to go for game. We did not have game there. They maybe could have just bottomless and waited one more turn to see if they top deck Blizzard and maybe somehow come back into it, but it was a bad spot for them, obviously. On to game number 2. We both kind of brick, which is, a thing that happens. The opponent, of course, has one of these weird hands with like Blizzard, Sirocco, and they're waiting on me to do something. I do decide to set a monster into it because I feel like these back row we have are enough. And they should have probably banished this off of the Allure rather than banishing the Blizzard, and then they could have... Well, the issue is that their guy would have been bottomless anyway, but you could have also just set Icarus and wait a turn, or like use Compulse to protect it, or whatever. So we fire off the Crystal Seer. I think I just hit in. We want to hold on to this Ocean in our hand so we can pitch it for a Tragodia to steal level 4 and also make sure it gets to the graveyard that way. So I do go for the end phase Typhoon, thinking that one's probably got to be the Icarus, and I was correct. We go for the steal. They could have just compulsed this, but they opt not to do that. Instead, they just let me have it, I think. So we swing in, playing around Mirror Force, of course. Opponent top decks Kalut, just goes for Kalut over the Bora. Again, I'm not sure why they did that. Here we're going for the Miracle, just attack. And for some reason, they didn't Icarus here. They used the Compulse instead. And I think they should have just used the Icarus attack. Now we're just passing back and forth several turns. We set the Apprentice. They end up drawing into a Shura. They swing over it. Apprentice gets into a Crystal Seer. The reason I did that rather than getting a second Apprentice is because they're just not going to hit over the second Apprentice if they're smart. So we just need to get to this guy to resolve it and have the Miracle Fusion be live with the instant, because we don't have either a hero or a water. This gets us a water. This gets us a hero. So, yeah. And here's where I make a weird mistake. I thought this Ocean was one of the ones that was banished off of the Seer, but actually I only banished one. The game gets kind of weird when you banish stuff face down sometimes, and it looks kind of odd in the banish pile. Fortunately, this doesn't really end up mattering. I don't think the Ocean gets used. It would have been preferable for me to have a better card, actually. So I do decide to Judgment this Icarus attack after I try to yoink the Armor Master. And now we sack for Caius, hit a random back row. Figure we can drop Dad afterwards. We hit the Brain, we drop Dad, but this is, of course, going to eat a Book of Moon. Maybe I should have compulsed my own Dad here, but I kind of wanted to just banish this and go for a game, and unfortunately this ended up being Book of Moon, so now I'm feeling like I have to go for Ab-Zero, but I think this was actually a mistake because it put me in lethal range to a top deck Blizzard when I didn't need to do that. And 2 Kaluts are gone too, so we're probably not getting randomly lethal by anything else. So maybe I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that was smart. Fortunately, they don't top deck Blizzard, so we're just going to win this turn anyway. But obviously, that was probably not the correct play. On to the next match. This one isn't very good. We just kind of get well, you're going to see. You're going to see. Game 1, I mean, you could already see we're getting Dust Shoot heavied. This is just not looking good. So they rip our card, and our hand is bad to begin with, too. This doesn't do anything. We just have to wait and hope. Fortunately, I think we do draw Dark Monsters, so we can try to Allure. But I decide we don't have enough going on. We just need to hope they don't have Heavy Storm. And then when they do have Heavy Storm, I decide to concede to conceal info. So we're going on to the next match. We open a hand that is better than the last hand, at least. Definitely. We have an Apprentice. We have a Caius. We have stuff to do here. So, opponent's hands. Why'd they bring in Soul Release? That card seems really useless in this matchup. Anyway, they summon DD Warrior Lady, and it just eats a bottomless. Of course, that's why we set that, specifically to protect the Apprentice Magician. So now we go Rhoda into Stratos. Of course, try to get our Miracle Fusion live as soon as possible. Hit in directly, and that's going to be it. Opponent goes for Card Trooper. They hit over. We got the Trag. Now we're going to Trag, attack over that, and they draw for turn. Here we just get Minecon, Brio, Christia, and we don't actually have main deck outs to Christia, really, except for, Brain Control and, Mirror Force, which they would have to actively play into that, Torrential, maybe Compulsory. So I just decided to scoop it up here. Obviously, we're in no way dealing with this. So, unfortunately, we do get obliterated in that one. Anyway, that was the video. This was what I was able to put together for Apprentice Monarch. Whatever like goat addicted teammate thought that was a good idea to recommend to me. I mean, the deck was kind of fun. It was neat. It's obviously just like worse than Diva Hero. But I think the Crystal Seer card seems pretty all right. I mean, it's very slow, but if you resolve the effect, it can be pretty good. Yeah, anyway, let me know what you thought in the comments section. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. As always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Furthermore, if you enjoy my content, you should think about becoming a channel member. You get access to tons of bonus content, and it's a great way to help support the channel.